Hello everyone, I am Shweta J from Commerce Department, Gopal Swami PU College, Mysore. In last class, we have seen general principles of management which are given by Henry Fayol. In today's session, we are going to discuss about scientific principles of management which are given by F.W. Taylor. From second chapter, Principles of Management, session number 3. Now let's know about his history. His full name was Frederick Winslow Taylor. He was born on 20th March 1856 in Philadelphia, USA. He started his career as an apprentice mechanist at the Cram Shipyard in Philadelphia. After 3 years, he joined the Midwell Steel Company as an ordinary laborer. After 2 years, he became a gang boss, and after 4 more years, he became the chief engineer. In 1898, he joined the Bethlehem Steel Company and worked there for 3 years. Thereafter, he became a consultant and specialist in shop management. Now, if you see in his history, as he worked for a long time in different industries, in different fields or in different capacities. So it was possible for him to conduct many experiments on various aspects of doing job and to find out the best way of doing job. Taylor and his associates were the first people to study the work process scientifically, and his experiments were based on scientific methods. He carried out many experiments on various aspects for finding out the ways and means to reduce wastages and inefficiency of every kind in production process. This ultimately led to emergence of the concept scientific management. Now he is known as father of scientific management. Now let's understand the meaning of scientific management. Scientific management means knowing exactly what is to be done and how it is to be done in an organization. It means, according to Taylor, conduct every activities of the organization such as selection of workers, production, marketing, and providing training to the workers and implementing wage plan, etc. All these work should be carried out by following scientific approach so that we can get maximum output at minimum cost and wastages. This scientific approach can be used in tackling various industrial problems also. Scientific management anta heladre ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು, ಅದು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸು ಕೂಡ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್, ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ಸ್ in all the organizational activities in order to increase total production at a minimum cost and wastages. The main purpose or the main aim of the scientific management is to increases the efficiency of the workers as well as increases the quality of the goods produced in an organization. Now let's understand the scientific principles of F.W. Taylor one by one. First principle is science, not rule of thumb. As I said in the beginning, the basic principle of scientific management is the adoption of scientific approach in all the activities, whether it may be a selection, production, marketing, etc. Taylor believed that there was only a best method for maximizing efficiency is nothing but scientific approach or scientific management. All the decisions should be based on scientific analysis rather than rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means a method of judging situation or conditions based on personal judgments, personal experiences or past experiences of the managers or owners in an organization, but which has many limitations. if the organization follow rule of thumb method, and it is also called traditional method, if they follow the rule of thumb method in all their activities, definitely it cannot achieve its goal. So according to Taylor, here he suggested that organization should not get stuck to old techniques. Rather, it should concentrate on developing new techniques which makes works much simpler, easier and quicker. And this can be done with the help of the careful scientific analysis. So according to Taylor, in every activities, organization should adopt scientific approach. So that is the meaning of science and not rule of thumb. And the second one, harmony, not discard. Harmony means cordial relationship between two groups or good relationship between two groups, whereas discord means conflicts in the organization among two groups. As you all know, in an organization there are two groups. One is workers group and the second one is management group. According to this principle, these two groups should work in harmony and coordinate with each other. But generally what happens, they stand besides each other as rivals. Why it happens? Because workers groups feels that they are underpaid, whereas management groups feels that they are always workers are always unsatisfied with the facility which are given to them. They are always unhappy with the facilities which are given to them. So always these conflicts going between themselves. So it will become difficult to achieve organizational goals. So in order to avoid this, Taylor suggested mental revolution. Mental revolution means a complete change in the mindset or attitude of the workers and the management towards each other as well as towards the organization. According to the mental revolution, both group should develop positive thinking towards each other as well as towards the organizations. This principle requires that there should be perfect understanding between workers and management, and they should feel that they are part of the same family. So according to this principle, there should be a cordial or good relationship between management group and workers group. Then only we can achieve both organizational objectives and personal objectives of the workers. And the next is cooperation, not individualism. This principle is the extension of the principle that is harmony and not discord. Here, according to this principle, there should be a mutual cooperation between workers group and management group instead of individualism. In order to achieve this, management should encourage their workers, or management should collect suggestions, opinion from their workers at the time of taking important decision, and also they should reward their workers for their contribution to the organizations. According to Taylor, wherever there is a equal distribution of work and responsibility between the workers and management, there is a cooperation, and which helps in achieving the organizational objectives effectively and efficiently. The next is development of each worker to his great individual efficiency and prosperity. The efficiency of any organization mainly depends on capabilities, skill of its workers, and it can be achieved from the beginning of the selection of workers. And here selection workers can also be done by following scientific approach. So we can easily increase the efficiency of the workers. After selecting the workers scientifically, then it is the responsibility to assign the duties according to the physical, mental and intellectual capabilities of their workers, and organization should provide training scientifically to their workers also. And in addition to that, organization should implement wage plan scientifically, and all these contribute towards the development of workers, and in turn towards the company's highest prosperity. Remember, an efficient employee produces more to earn more. So in order to make the workers more efficient, we need to select them scientifically, then we need to assign the duties according to their capabilities, we need to provide training scientifically and implement the wage plan scientifically in an organization. So then only we can achieve the organizational objectives and we can get maximum output at minimum cost and wastages. So organizational efficiency increase ಆಗಬೇಕು, ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಕೇಪಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕೇಪಬಿಲಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಜಾಬನ್ನು ಅಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೇಜ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೊ ವಿ can easily increases the efficiency of the workers as well as the organization. I hope you have understood today's session, that is scientific principles of F.W. Taylor. Thank you.